Yeah, welcome back from that background report on the role of application of IT in migration and its security implication in Nigeria. And now in the studio with me is an expert, and I'm talking about Dr. Akambi Adewi. He is the director for Center for Migration Studies, University of Abuja. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you very much, my sister.
And it's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, sir, to the layman, what is migration?
Okay.
And why do people migrate?
Thank you very much. You see, migration is the movement of people from one area to another. And it has always been part of human life to migrate. We migrate for social reasons. We migrate for economic reasons. We migrate for political reasons. And in some cases, we are forced to migrate. Without prejudice to, the kind of migration. Migration has always been part of history of mankind. And let me put it, let me emphasize that much as, people migrate, yet they are subjected to, one form of hardship or the other. But it's not to say that migration is totally bad. We receive remittances from migration. I think in the last 2022 or so, substantial billions of US dollars were remitted from the Nigerian migrants to Nigeria. Apart from the fact that these has helped individuals, it has also impacted on the national economy. So people migrate, for various reasons. Like I said, within Nigeria, we have what we call internal migration. And if you go to the northeastern part of Nigeria, we have a lot of people that have been forced to migrate. Most of these people are found in IDPs. In Abuja, we have many IDP camps. In Edo State, we have them all over. And if you go to the Chad, you go to Cameroon, you find Nigerians that are forced. They are forced to migrate to some of these areas. So without looking at whether they are in Nigeria or not, migration has to do with movement of people from one area to another. Such movement may be, maybe a kind of a forced movement, or it can be voluntary.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so with such movements, because we know it will definitely affect security.
Yes.
So how does it really affect the security of a country?
Yes. If there is anything, the development of any society depends on how secure that society is.
Okay.
Any society that is not secured, that society will never develop. And then in recent time, it has been discovered that the rate at which insecurity has permeated all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria has taken the new dimension. Today, no Nigeria can sleep with their eyes closed. And then this has been adduced. It has been, it has been linked to the issue of insecurity. Look at Abuja, for example. Sometimes ago, bombs were all over. Today, this has subsided. However, it has gone into other sectors, other regions of the country. It has, it has encouraged cross-border, crimes.
Okay.
I remember some time ago, there was a criminal that was running between Nigeria and Benin Republic. Right? This has been, linked to, the loose border, which allows people to migrate from the Nigerian side to, the Benin side, and from Benin side to Nigerian side. And if you go to all other border towns and communities, this same scenario is at play.
So how do we now curtail this thing?
Thank you very much. Yes, there are various ways of, curtailing the impact of migration on the security of Nigeria. And one of these ways is to look at information technology, aspects. What is information technology? Information technology is to use a computer to get at information, whatever information you need.
About a certain person.
Yes, well, whatever the phenomenon, whether it is security, whether it is health, whether it is education, right? So information technology is one of the ways. I am not saying that's the total something, but there are other things. But let's look at it from the angle of information technology. With information technology, information are made available to, every reading Nigerian. When you have access to information through either your phone, through either your internet, you are at advantage of, securing yourself.
Okay.
Right? That's one of those things. Then another thing is this. With information technology, there are a lot of jobs that are now springing up. With information technology, you can, instead of moving from one part of Nigeria to another, or making or selling all your property, family land, to relocate to the other part of the world, you can make do with whatever you have acquired through information technology. If you get to universities across Nigeria, I'm not talking about University of Abuja alone. If you go to ABU, you go to University of Maiduguri, you see a lot of young people making, proper living through information technology. Thank you.
Okay. So how do we now integrate the migrants? We're using the same IT? Okay.
Yes, there are two ways. Let's look at it from two ways. There are a lot of unregistered migrants because of their desire to get I just must get to the other side. Today, if there is any challenge that is facing us, particularly internal, migration, has to do with sketchy data. We don't have data. You live in Namak.
Yes.
Abi?
Yes.
Me, I live in the Kuje area council.
Okay.
Nobody has taken record of how many people are passing from Kuje to Amak, and vice versa. Right? But where we have efficient IT, some of these things can be captured. You know who is coming in,
and who is
going out. It may be an uphill task for us in this part of the world. But in Europe, particularly the European side of the world, they keep track of everybody's movement. Most of these people you see around here, who is keeping their record? Nobody. And that is why nationals from other parts of the world are able to come into Nigeria, commit atrocities, and disappear. Or even within us, Nigerians too can commit atrocities from one state and run to another state. But with information technology, movement of people can be tracked.
So it helps with IT. It does work in relation with migration.
Yes, so, very, very vital. It's vital. There's a new technology that has just been discovered. They call it a voice. Voice device? You can, through your voice, they can determine where you come from.
Okay.
But that has not been made available here in this part of the world.
Wow.
But in advanced democracies, those things are there.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll take a short break, and then when I come back, you give us an advice on how we can, curtail the security by using migration in our country.
Thank you.
So we've been discussing, IT in migration with Dr. Akambi. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at how we can tackle, security in our country. Your questions has finished, Aisha. So that's why I said advice. All right. You're welcome back, and the program is still Good Morning Abuja, and we'll be looking at the role of IT in migration with Dr. Akambi Adewi. And sir, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I said we would like you to give us an advice on how, you know, IT can help us secure the country from migrants coming in and out of this country. And what advice can you also give our own people that like to japa?
My sister, thank you once again. You see, the whole thing borders on government. Government need to spend more on acquisition of this technology. Very, very important. Look at the amount of money that have been wasted in fighting, you know, the war in the northeastern part of Nigeria. There are technologies that can be evolved that would determine the movement. But those people will tell you those people have superior. I laugh because this is a government. How can the individuals be so buoyant that they will overpower the power of the government? So there is a need for them to, the need for the government to spend more money on IT. Number two, the need for youths to be educated. Let them be enlightened. Even if we have the whole part of the world covered with technology, once the zeal, the determination on the part of the youths to use those things that are not there, the whole thing is going to be in futility. So the youths have to be educated. They have to be enlightened. That we don't have any other country more than here. This is in line with what I hope you won't see it as an advertisement. It's in line with what we are planning at the University of Abuja. The VC, Professor Rashid Nala, has just come up with Center for Migration Studies. And we're doing a lot. Very soon, and I say very, very soon, we're going to roll out, our programs. But we have a symposium coming up on the 20th of this month. This symposium is going to address some of these issues. But the theme of the symposium is migration and its implication for security future of Nigeria. We have people that are coming are well versed. We have generals. We have people coming from NSA office. We have immigration people. We have academicians, right? So I want to encourage everybody to please be part of us. Let them come and see what we are going to do. And I can assure you, solutions to some of these problems will be preferred in that symposium.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
My sister, welcome.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Well, so we've been looking at, the role of IT in migration and its implication to the security of this country. And we've been discussing that with Dr. Akambi Adewi. He is the director for Center for Migration Studies at the University of Abuja. So we are here. Nigeria is our own. So we can develop it and we can have it the way we want it. We're going to short break.